unoffensive thing to say real quick before we go live. I just hurry before you put it live. I have a take to fire off. It is definitely about Eric.
Don't get canceled.
What is up, everybody? Welcome into the pregame lounge. I don't know if it's the sunshine. I don't know if it's the midday time slot. I don't know if it's that my Colorado Rockies are dominating the Tigers right now. I don't know if it's any of those things or none of them, but I just my vibes are good right now. Oh. My energy's up. My optimism is as high as it can go, which is like really low, but not totally at the bottom. So
did you receive?
Yeah, that got the people going.
Did you receive one compliment today?
No, I didn't even.
Got you going?
I didn't even receive a single one. But I'm in here with my homies over here, looking like an olive in a martini glass. It's Brennan Vogt.
What are we going to do? Get hurt again?
Not going to happen.
You can't hurt us. We're already hurting.
That's so true. We've been hurt so bad. We can't be hurt anymore. Over here wearing the good luck headband. It's D-Line Co. You guys know him as Eric.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I didn't even think about that. I've just been sweating profusely all morning. Thinking about the precipice of demise that we're all on the
Yeah. If you think about it, what is the point of a headband? Because it's supposed to be like it keeps sweat out of your face. I don't think it serves that purpose.
For me, it's purely aesthetic.
It is purely aesthetic.
Would you? I mean, have I ever looked more beautiful in your eyes?
One time.
One time?
Yeah, one time you had a haircut, I think.
Oh, yeah, a haircut.
It was the one time I seen your real head.
And over here, color coordinating the entire Nuggets palette, I see sunshine yellow. I see Flatirons red. I see midnight blue. I don't see any skyline blue, though, tonight, but it's Superstar Dev.
You know what? I didn't even think about that. I didn't think about the blue that I could have added in there.
A little touch, a little hint.
Like that. Yeah.
No.
Maybe I should. Maybe I have on blue draws. Who knows? Who knows?
Are those corduroy? Those
Absolutely.
You had my attention, and now you've got interest.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. My day shouldn't have been off to this great start.
No, it shouldn't have been.
Yeah, I told you guys in the chat, but last night, in my window well, fell a bunny. A little baby bunny. Yeah, a little baby bunny. It's an adorable one. I took it in like my own. I gave it some food.
Like
turns out bunnies, because you research, they eat hay, and I had no idea about this. Completely allergic to hay. I didn't learn this until last night.
You are.
I am. Not the bunny.
I was like, well, that's a
I'm saying I got it.
Hay?
Hold on. So hay is grass.
Yeah, it is.
That's dry.
Yeah.
We live in a little...
Oh, look, we got the photo. Great work there.
We live in a little grass.
Look at this gorgeous little creature that fell into my window well.
You know what that looks like?
Yeah.
This looks like the start of the next... This is the bunny flu.
Hold on.
That you brought into...
You're allergic to hay.
I found this out, man. I was like breaking out so bad. I got like little hives. My eyes, my nose. It was like...
Were you hot?
Was I hot?
Yeah.
No.
Because I wanted to know if you had hay fever.
Oh.
Look at that face. Pull it out. We missed it.
The bunny, though, because I thought like it was so little and it was so skinny when I picked it up, and I was like, I'm going to nurse it back to health. I think that did not work. Set it free today. I set it free. It didn't eat any of the hay that I gave it. As soon as I let it go back in the yard, just started eating nonstop.
That bunny's been eaten.
It's already been eaten.
Let's go.
Can the bunny play defense? Well, not really. If you want to know the truth, man, I didn't know what bunnies would be like. You just pick them up. They don't even move. Like, it's like defense is like a turtle without a shell. So, anyway, hopefully the Nuggets do put up a little bit better of a fight. Vogt, why don't you take us through the game notes tonight?
Well, exhilarating game notes tonight, Adam, as you...
That's why I went to the bunny store. I was like, I got to fill some time here.
I know, as you well know. Eric, over under 1.5 questions for Michael Malone today at his presser.
Let's see. You're asking that question, so that's got to be a hard under.
I gave you a real trick question. It was 2, which is too few.
Oh, it was over.
It was over.
Dude, he said it at 1.5, bro. Come on, man.
He said, I would be shocked and disappointed if we don't go out there and didn't play our brand of basketball. I have the utmost confidence we will leave everything on the floor as we did in Game 3.
Yeah.
There's also a question about Jokic, his consistency. Malone talked about what makes him one of the most consistent players in the NBA and has been for a while. And it's that he never gets too high or too low, never gets too accelerated or decelerated. And by the way, I one more note, because there's only 2 questions. In that first answer, he also served a reminder that, if including the regular season and the playoffs, the Nuggets have won as many games as anyone out west in the last 3 years. Don't know how receptive people are to that message right
Michael
now.
Malone's kind of played these notes. It's almost like I'm telling you, everybody feels the same things we feel. This is what makes sports good. Is we feel like what the coaches feel, what the players feel. All of us are in this place where it's like you kind of knew how the thing was going to end at some point.
It's not over.
It's not over, but I'm saying we kind of know.
Downer vibes. Listen. If we win this game and then we go into we look back at the goddamn pregame.
Oh, I love this.
You talk about like.
I'm not saying they're going to lose. I'm not saying they're going to lose.
Transition into the afterlife, into Valhalla.
I did not say they were going to lose. I want the record to state I did not say that.
Okay.
I think they can get a win.
I'm going off your vibes, dude. Your vibes.
What did I say to start the show?
Your vibes
What did
and
I
your
say?
message are two different things.
Here's the thing, Eric. You know what's happening here? Adam's point. You're kind of like Michael Malone right now.
Yeah.
You keep switching up.
That's true.
You keep switching up. There's no moral victories, as I detail a moral victory. But also it sucks that we lost
That
tonight.
is Michael Malone this year.
He goes back and forth on any given question, not just presser.
It's so true.
Yeah.
There are no moral victories, but, we really did play hard tonight. I know it didn't show them.
We've been doing a great job. I want to die, but things are going really well. That sounds like Eric.
Eric's the
and
normal
Malone.
one in this type of situation.
I am the
he
normal
has
one.
real belief,
Dude.
but also knows. He
Yeah.
also knows.
Listen, guys, come on. I am not delusional.
Sometimes.
It's a grown man with a headband
You
on his
paused
hat.
on that for a long
Yeah.
time. It was a long pause after that line.
I was allowing you guys to get your little shots in.
Okay.
I understand the reality of the situation that we are faced with. However, I also know of a little team whose name I won't use, but I'll describe to you what happened. They were down in a major way, down bad, the baddest I've ever seen. I myself was suffering from down badism
Really?
alongside.
How down bad were they?
They were down the baddest I've ever seen in my entire life. And what
Okay.
happened next? Gary Harris came back. I don't want to tell you which team this was. And the
Orlando.
series changed.
Yeah, Orlando Magic.
The series changed. It just took one victory. What seemed impossible became a possibility. Reality flipped on its head. All we have is the day in front of us and the game, the challenge that we are presented with, and this red headband.
And this redhead band.
So I'm loving it.
Listen, but Dev, who are you like keying in on tonight? Like, who's like the key guy? If you could just say there's one key guy today for the Nuggets.
Don't say Steph Curry. Okay. Yeah.
I would say Will Barton.
Oh,
Wow.
I would say Will Barton.
Well, it's
Because
over, guys.
The reason that I say that, honestly, is because if you
Series
look back at the last game, everybody pretty much did exactly what they needed. The Nuggets did what they needed, and it was one or two shots away, one or two mistakes away from being the difference. If Jokic steps up the way that he has been, if Aaron Gordon plays with the exact same type of game that he did last game, there has to be one other guy that gets over the hump or tries to help him. And we all know that Will Barton's going to get the minutes. Now he needs to step up and be the guy that the Nuggets need him to be. He needs to not have so many turnovers. He needs to not play selfish ball or anything like that. He has to be the difference maker. If he could get aligned with the other guys, the same story that he had about a down badism, it changes. It changes.
Will Barton, I mean, it could be his last game in front of Nuggets fans, as a Nugget at least. It could be the last one of that. And if it is, like,
I think we already saw the last game in front of Will Barton fans. I
Well,
don't know
yeah.
that they exist anymore.
but I'm just saying, like, this could be, honestly, like, he's a guy that I look at this offseason will be interesting. I'm not saying it's a lock that he gets moved, but I think it's pretty likely. So maybe this is one, and I don't know if that means Will Barton tries to shoot 30 times tonight, or if that means that he actually, goes out there and tries and has a great game or what have you. What about you? Is there a guy you keen on?
Monte Morris.
It's a good one. You said everybody played well last night. Or I don't agree.
So Morris in this series is 1 of 8 on wide open 3-point shots.
That's wild, man.
And remember, was it his first postseason run where he didn't hit a single three? Was it the first postseason run?
How did you make me? I forget about that.
So listen, I love Monte as a backup point guard. Monte's got to show he's a playoff guy, and I'm not trying to. He is overextended in a role that I don't think is fair. Like, when was he drafted? Final 20 picks? I don't remember exactly. But he's a
he was
guy.
in the 40s.
Like, to realistically expect him to look like a key piece on a contender starting, it's really unfair. All the same, he's out there. If he's going to be that guy who's one of the best backups in the league on a pretty decently sized contract, is he a 16-win guy? I love Monte. I want that answer to be yes. So I hope he comes back, bounces back, hits a couple of those shots. He had chances to be a hero. And again, these threes coming from Monte as opposed to AG or Jeff Green, who actually hit his, these are signs of a healthy offense. Getting looks they should knock down. Monte's got to knock down those threes from the corner. Hope he does today.
For me, it's always Yoke. I mean, Yoke and AG, I know they're the easy answers because they're the two best guys on the team as currently constructed and available. And Yoke he figured out Draymond. I think at the very least, Draymond on his podcast has been pretty gracious with Yoke too, saying, but he also says, I feel like I got the better of him in games 1 and 2. And I agree. Like watching it, definitely. Even though Yoke played really well, had good games, like he's got to dominate the matchup. Game 3, Yoke outplayed him, even by his own admissions. He got the better of me tonight. So this one, at the very least, could turn it into a draw. Like, you could go out there and be like, you know what, best defender, best offensive big. They go head-to-head, 2-2, whatever. So I want to see that. Then AG, I do think there was a little bit of a mental hurdle he got over in this last game when he finally, pushed through. But I'm not certain of that, and I would love to see it tonight. Let's go to the Game 4 adjustment, though. I asked yesterday at Nuggets practice, I asked Michael Malone, Bryn Forbes minutes in Game 2, we're going to extend them, didn't work. Go to Facu in Game 3, didn't work. I wondered, is there a big, you swing for the fence type thing in Game 4, or do you just hey, we know what we got to do, we just got to do it better? And he kind of indicated that, hey, man, everything's on the table. We're going to try things until we find something that worked. So it made me think, I wonder if there's a new player in the rotation or something new with who plays where or what have you. Do you see one coming up, Dev? And if so, what would it be?
I mean, I feel like he's already tried all of those players. The only logical explanation or extra person now is Zeke Naji. If he gets a few more minutes, or provides that spark, because he's tried the Facu experiment, he's tried the Bryn Forbes experiment. It has not gone well. You can't go deeper into your bench. So now it has to be adjustment that you can't make in Game 4 that just can actually change it around. The way that the Warriors are beating you is, I mean, it's not really tactical. They're passing the ball. They're hitting open jump shots. They're finding their open guy.
Ryan Blackburn had a good. They're shooting 49% on contested threes as well in this series, which is wild.
Right.
On volume too.
Really, what adjustment can you make to that? Yeah. You really can't.
Which is better than their wide open threes.
Exactly. Yeah. So now at that point, Zeke Naji is your only other explanation or guy that you could throw in, and he can give you those minutes. The rebounding, I feel like that was a lot better in the last game. The game was a lot closer. It looked different than every other game, and they actually had an opportunity to win the game. So now you take out those minutes that you tried those other experiments. Now you add the rebounding. Maybe you give yourself an opportunity, and they see that. So now it's the extra possessions. It's just trying to feed your guy and putting them around guys that are going to only defend and rebound, and Zeke Naji answers that.
Yeah, for me, they made adjustments last time, and they made enough adjustments to win. They should have won. They were in the driver's seat until closing time, and the guys that were in, the adjustments I want to see to the closing.
That's what I was going to say. You got there. That's exactly it. Is they did make adjustments except for the most important thing.
Yes, but they I'm saying, do we need to see big shakeups in the lineup? No. Bring in Facu for a couple minutes, all this stuff, whatever. But all the same, they played the game well enough to win it. It's just at the end of the game, Jeff Green was an absolute mannequin.
Right.
He didn't really bring anything to the table. He and Will Barton let the biggest rebound of the season just drop harmlessly in front of them.
Right.
And so it's just what the Nuggets have to do is they just have to nut the fuck up.
Yeah.
They just need to play how they can play.
Gross. So that closing lineup is to me a big one. I want to see if they go something else. The logical answer to me would be to put a Bones out there, or maybe a Forbes, maybe even a Rivers
Austin.
or something like that. Well, the thing about Austin is I just think they need to score. Austin, does he help your defense?
He's been scoring.
Well, but what I mean is, in that lineup, Denver has to outscore. They score almost every time. You got to keep pace with it. So, can Austin Rivers make you a we're going to score every time down court guy? Maybe not. He helps a little bit over at Jeff Green. But to me, I wonder if they just lean in even heavier. But there was something he said, Mike Malone said yesterday in practice that I thought was very interesting. He hinted at. He said, and Malone always does this. He uses the maybe when it's actually a certainty. He says, maybe we try to throw DeMarcus out there with Jokic and just punish him big.
I love it.
And, like, look, man, talk about feast or famine. I mean, you got to go zone against the Warriors, which, again, the Warriors are scoring at such a good level at that level that you might as well play zone. You're going to give up open threes and stuff, but at least play zone, rebound the ball, and then go down and try to draw fouls. So I actually think tonight we might see some craziness out of the Nuggets.
I welcome that.
I just wish we didn't skip right from plan A to crazy plan.
Yeah, I know.
Like, just closing with some different guys in the second half and end of games. At least he did the first half of that equation in game 3 before we just go, like, what if we throw the most unguardable, the least likely to defend them lineup we have out there. I would just prefer to see Austin or it's probably too much to ask given the time he missed. Even Zeke out there over Jeff in the final minutes. Maybe Bones too. Yeah. But I think it's more about adjusting that lineup than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's talking about bringing Boogie in the closing moments with Jokic. Unless it works.
I mean, that's the thing is you might try this out early in the game. Yes. So here's the thing about the death lineup. They have the death lineup, which is officially with Poole and Wiggins and then Steph, Clay, Draymond. But they also have these other iterations of it where instead of Wiggins, it's Otto Porter. You know, maybe instead of Klay Thompson, they got somebody else out there where it's like...
I love the idea every lineup is the death lineup for them.
Well, I'm just saying it's like 80% of the death lineup where they have one piece out. But it's still, like, if you have Klay, Poole, and Draymond on the court, like, that's impossible to guard. So they have all these other versions of it, and maybe that's where you roll out a Boogie Jokic lineup and just say, we're going to give this a possession or two. If it works, we'll give it another 2 or 3, and we'll keep that in our back pocket for the close. If it works really well, we'll try to close the game with it and just break through their defenses and draw fouls and slow this game down. Again, none of this stuff sounds great. It is funny, though. If you go into game 1, you get blown out. Adjustment in game 2 was Bryn Forbes. Adjustment in game 3 is Facu Campazzo. And adjustment in game 4 could be 2 centers against the fastest lineup of the league. This is the Nuggets' hands, man. They're so down bad that this, like, every option is insane.
But the thing is like, even if the Warriors can score most of the time down, like, I believe the Nuggets could score every time down with Boogie and Jokic.
Yeah.
Like, even if we're trading 2s for 3s, like, they have to make every 3.
Well, here's the thing about the death lineup. You have Draymond Green at center, and then you have Andrew Wiggins at power forward. So if Andrew Wiggins has to guard one of Jokic or Boogie, like, that should be barbecue chicken inside, and also means Draymond's out at the perimeter. So
yeah, I was gonna say, does the death lineup or the alteration that they have, does that depend on bringing Cousins in based on if it's Porter or based on if it's someone else? Because if you put Wiggins at the 4, yes, you can go score, but they're going to run on you. Like, now Boogie has to get back and guard a Wiggins in the open court.
The thing is they're giving up 2 points per possession against that lineup in the series. Like, at some point, you're like, does it actually matter?
Right.
You have to lower that number so far down that it's like we might as well not punt, but you're almost punting.
To me, it's like not even a question of, like, how can we stop them? It's how can we counter that? How can we keep up and actually potentially, like, outscore them?
I'm just not convinced that goes smoothly. They haven't done it. Like, do Jokic and Cousins know where they would like to stand? Where, like, who guards who? Like, who takes what possession? Who's out on the perimeter? Do they have that 2-man chemistry to sort of figure that out without shouting it out on the court? Like, there are a lot of hurdles between just throwing Boogie and Jokic out there together.
Also, like, Boogie and Jokic yelling at each other as you lose, it gets swept is like it just is a worse way to go out. Not that it matters that much, but Boogie sometimes can get a little fiery at the people he's on the court with.
I could yell at Jokic. Like, well,
if he yelled at Jokic, they would probably just, like, let him go, like, right away.
If Boogie Cousins starts yelling at Jokic,
let's stop this right now.
It's over forever.
Here's the other thing. That last game was their best performance in this series. Like, I don't know if you need drastic changes. What's the one thing they didn't try? Shaking up the closing lineup. So just Bones or Rivers instead of Jeff. I think we can try that before we're just like, F it. Here's a lineup they haven't played all season.
Let's go to something maybe better. Let's talk about who could the Nuggets have beaten. Because here's the thing Michael Malone also said at practice yesterday is that nobody has actually ever seen this version of the Warriors until now. And it's so true. Like, nobody, literally, the minutes have never been there. They've never been on the court as Wiggins, Poole, Draymond, Steph, Clay never played until they played against Denver. So
the Toronto Raptors.
Well, so what happened with the Raptors was they ended up losing all their guys. Now Fred VanVleet might be out. It's like somehow
the Nuggets would be sweeping the Toronto Raptors. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know if they'd be sweeping them, but they would be. I agree with you that that's a series they would definitely be in. So there's one.
Would win that
I'll
series.
tell you the one that is the biggest to me is the Utah Jazz.
Utah Jazz. That's the easy one. That's the one that you just throw out there. There's down bad, and then there's them.
Yeah.
They're in a horrible, horrible spot right now. They fought back and they won that game yesterday, but, like, it takes a lot for them to get there. And also, I feel like the Nuggets just have their number and just know exactly what to do in those type of situations. Also, Gobert is like a big reason why they're able to win games or be in those type of situations. Jokic owns him in those games. So that's a game. Like, I really wish that was a series that could have aligned.
Yeah. I mean, I think they beat Utah. That's the one, even more so than Toronto. That's the one I just am like, Jokic versus Gobert, and then everybody else there just wants to go home. So they could have maybe gotten it.
And then the one,
Dallas.
the best series right now, Minnesota and Memphis. I don't think Denver could compete and run and get physical with either of those two teams right now, which is partially why Minnesota does match up so well with them. But Memphis does not look like that regular season buzzsaw of execution that we saw. It wasn't just Ja being dope. They played so well. And right now they're getting away from what they like to do a little too easily. It's their first year in the. It's like the Nuggets against the Spurs.
They're like the ultimate street ballers,
Yeah.
or street brawlers, in that they're like, you get in the ring, they don't have great technique, they don't really know what to do. Their footwork's terrible, but you know what? You start hitting them, and they're the most dangerous because they're just going to come out swinging. Because that's what's happened to them in all these games. They're getting outplayed. You watch that, and you're like, Minnesota's the better team. They're just better. And then Memphis finds these 25-5 runs in every single game that are just kind of not BS, but they're just total like, we want it more than you. I don't know if Denver would compete with that, to be honest with you. Denver's missing their we want it more than you guys.
I agree. It would be a series I'd like to watch. I don't know if I would pick Denver,
Any others, Dev? Dallas spread you out. I think Denver would actually struggle against Dallas. I'm kind of thankful they didn't play the Luka-less Dallas and have Brunson just like – they spread you out so much. Like, Jokic would be out in space nonstop against Dinwiddie and Brunson, and, like, those are tough matchups.
Yeah, I think that like, while they're playing like really hard right now, I think that the Pelicans team, like, I feel like, I mean, of course they wouldn't be able to play them by the seeding purposes, but that's a team that they really could beat, in my opinion. And also this view of the Suns without Devin Booker, like, I really think that adds a wrinkle.
Just to be clear, we've mentioned every team in the playoffs except for the Warriors. Like, we got the worst possible draw.
Well, and the thing is,
Boston would have been worse.
I'm one of those dumbasses that was calling for this matchup. I just thought maybe Steph is hurt. And then you catch a team down bad, and then it's one of Memphis, Minnesota in the second round instead of Phoenix.
Also, Jordan Poole's having his best run ever.
I mean, that we all kind of, even those of us who said maybe Steph's hurt, give me Golden State, we all kind of acknowledge of the other, with the next breath, these are also famous last words, and we're fully in that territory now.
Right.
This was the worst possible matchup for the Denver Nuggets.
In the West, yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right. Well, also, like, does Devin Booker get hurt if they play the Nuggets? Because they play the Suns again, it would have been the exact same story. But if Devin Booker did get hurt, then yes, obviously that team loses quite a bit of an edge. I will say New Orleans playing them close because New Orleans can switch and ISOs when other teams switch against them in a way that Denver doesn't have that luxury. So I think that one's a little bit more of a style fight. I still think Denver loses to almost every team in the playoffs. But
me too. Actually,
they don't lose. I don't think they lose the way that they have against this Warriors team with Jordan Poole making the leap.
I hate that summation you just gave.
What's that?
They would just lose to every. I don't agree with that at all.
Well,
Denver loses the most. I don't believe. No, just because you said it doesn't make it true. The Nuggets gave fight to every team they fought down the stretch.
Yeah, but every team they fought was like Washington and Indiana.
We are running into an absolute buzzsaw, and is making people think that the Nuggets are without value, and it's not true, and I'm not listening to it. Finish your segment all you want. No, your summation is bullshit. Anyway, go ahead.
My summations are on point. Let's now get into the part where we make money for our sadness.
Let's
Why don't we
go,
open up
finally.
the DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, and we let them. First of all, if you guys are on the app right now, peruse. There are some real bonuses. Odds boosts that you can get. I think I got like 2 or 3. I got a $5 free bet. I got a $50 odds boost that I played. I can't even remember what I placed it on. Let me see here. So check it out. There's a lot of those. Dev, take us away. Oh, Jokic threes, 1.5 threes. I got plus 470 on it.
Yeah, we finally got to see him wake up from that, like,
That's right.
that part. And also, I just feel like this is a game that he's going to have it together again offensively. So let's just go ahead and lock it in right now. Like, his points at 30, I think that he's going to get the over on it. I think that he's going to go out and it's going to be on him. Like, Jokic is like, hey, this is on me. This season's on me. He's one of those type of players. I think he's going to shoot it. We're going to see like a high field goal attempt type game where he is getting the best of Draymond Green. I'm glad that Draymond Green admitted that. And also, I feel like Jokic actually cares about that respect factor of, this is one of the best defenders of all time that is admitting that I got him. I'm going to get him again. Like, let's even it up here. So I think that Jokic is going to go off. I do, especially offensively. And we just seen him go insane.
No, there's no way the MVP's going out sad.
Yeah, there's no way. So I like that. Nuggets come into this game as 4.5-point underdogs. They've been seeing exactly what everyone's been seeing, and that's the Warriors pull off these runs. It looks like Denver is in complete control, and then the Warriors still cover somehow every single time. I don't think so today. Okay. I don't think that the Warriors cover in this game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
my fucking
Denver,
God,
4.5. I think
this couch is where to be on this set.
I think they're going to stay close. I think they're going to have an opportunity to win.
All right, I'm in.
They're going to get off of those runs. So
empty
4.5. I like it. I like it. One that I really like. Another lock for me. Aaron Gordon, he's alive. He is alive. His points, rebounds, and assists. Hey, I'm going with it. He just came off of a game that he had 10 rebounds in. We don't see that happen. I know that feels good for him. He also had 18 points. The points, rebounds, and assists is at like 23.5 for him.
Can't believe I'm taking this bet again. It's my least favorite bet. Just because I get most mad when it doesn't hit. But I agree that it should hit.
It's going to happen. So I really do like those too. And then also you might as well just throw in it's along the same line with his rebounds. Aaron Gordon is like finding like success rebounding the ball. It's at like 6.5 right now. I think that he's going to get that. So I'm going to throw in the rebounds for Aaron Gordon at 6.5.
Alrighty. Do you want to be able to single game parlay here real quick, Eric? Can we make it a 3-pointers single game parlay?
All 3-pointers?
Just tell me who's going to make threes tonight.
Tonight, 3-point shots will be made by Nikola Jokic.
All right. Is he going to make one or two?
Let's say one. Let's not get crazy.
Let's not get crazy.
One by Nikola Jokic. Two by Bones Highland.
2 by Bones?
Yes.
You get plus money for it. That's how unlikely they feel that is.
I don't care what they say.
Listen. What else?
Then also
Let's get one more in there.
Austin Rivers.
I don't know if they give you Austin Rivers. They don't. Oh, they do. Austin Rivers 3-pointers made 1+. I'm taking it. We get for your crazy bet, man. Austin Rivers. Oh, plus 330. Plus 330. So that's a 3-pointers bet.
Our 3-pointer bet came out at plus 330.
Oh wow! But can I tell you something? I get a profit boost. It actually came up to plus 495.
Holy
this bet,
smokes, dude.
I'm telling you,
that's
a bet right there. I'm putting some money on it. Empty in the DraftKings account. Why not? I'm in on this.
I'm in too.
Alrighty, we're in. Everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. Hit that like button on the way out. We're gonna watch this game 4. Hopefully get a dub. I want one more Winners Lounge at least this year. Hit that like button. Send some good vibes. We'll see you on the other side.
Let's go.